In this video, I'm going to show how you can generate PDFs of shipping labels in your Bubble application. So you can see here we have a repeating group with 3 orders. And when I click on this Generate Label button, we're going to kick off a workflow that takes some of this data, creates this PDF of a shipping label with that data. So you can see there we have the customer name and his address, and then it's going to be accessible to your users within your Bubble application. Before we get into generating the PDFs of our shipping labels, I just want to talk briefly about our database structure. We have 2 key data types. We have the order data type and we have the customer data type. And you can see here we have 3 entries in our orders. We have the name of the customer, which is actually going to be linked to the specific customer. We have the status of it. We have the shipping date. We have a shipping label, which is a image field. And you can see this on our dashboard here. So we have 3 different orders. They're all pending. No shipping label is available for any of these orders just yet. But the idea is that when we hit this Generate Label button, we're going to get a nice shipping label PDF returned that can be accessed via this link. And you can also send it to customers or allow your users to access it, or even send it on to a third-party printing service. But anyway, let's start generating our shipping label PDF. So we're going to be using DocuPotion, which is an external tool built by Cranvertech for this purpose. If you click on the Register Sign In button, you're going to be brought to the Register page. It's going to sign up for an account here quickly. And once you hit the Register button, you're going to be brought to some onboarding steps. I'm just actually going to speed up the process here. So I'm going to be using DocuPotion to generate PDFs from my Bubble application. You can generate PDFs either from a Bubble page or from a DocuPotion template. We're going to be using a DocuPotion template in this scenario. And you can see here we're being provided with a few templates to start with. And we actually have 2 shipping label ones. And I can tell you here, this is a 6x4 inch one, which is kind of the classic dimensions you'd use for a shipping label. And this is an A4 size one, so a bit bigger. I'm going to go for the modern shipping label template, and we can edit it if we want in our editor up here in a second. So this is a DocuPotion template editor. You can drag and drop components onto it. And you'll notice here that we have this kind of syntax with the curly braces. And this syntax basically tells Bubble, or however you're generating your PDFs, that we want to replace this data with some JSON that we're going to send. And to get a sense of how this is going to look when it's generated, we can go to the Preview tab. So you can see here there's some details for the sender, the receiver, some information specific to the barcode, and then also the weight, dimensions, and shipping date. We can change all of that for the preview here, but this isn't going to be in the output PDF. This is just to show what it's like on the preview here. So I'm going to go back to my Bubble application. I'm going to go to plugins. I'm going to search for the DocuPotion plugin, which is this one here. I'm going to make sure it's installed, and then we need to add in our API key and our API key dev. And in order to get them, what we can do is just go back to the DocuPotion dashboard, copy our API key, which is here. I'm just going to paste this into API key and API key dev. I am, of course, going to change these API keys just after this video because this is a sensitive piece of information. Now, we want to build a workflow so that when this button is clicked, we get our PDF of the shipping label that we've designed over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that button. I'm going to click on Edit Workflow, and you see I actually have already built this out. I'm just going to recreate it from scratch so you guys can see how to do it yourselves. I'm using the old property editor just because I feel like the new one is still kind of in a beta, so this may look a bit different when you're viewing the video, but the functionality will be the same. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go to Plugins, and we want to use this Create PDF from Template action. And this comes with the DocuPotion plugin. We're going to get the template ID first, and we're going to get that from the top right hand corner here. Let's just put that in there. So this is going to tell DocuPotion to create a PDF of this and send it back to our Bubble application, but we do need to trigger the upload as well. So what we're going to do next is under plugins, there's going to be another action called Upload PDF from base64, because DocuPotion is returning the PDF in base64 format, so we can use that to upload it to our Bubble database. The website home URL, as the documentation here says, we simply need to put in the dynamic expression website home URL. base 64 is going to be the result of step 1. It's base 64 content. So we're creating the base 64 of the PDF in step 1. We're then referencing bubble in step 2. And then we can call it what we like. I'm going to call it shipping label. And then I'm going to append the unique ID of the order, which I've set on the repeating group there. Let's go down here, unique ID. Okay, so that is going to upload it to our bubble file manager. So that's going to upload it to this section here. But we also need to link it to the order in our database. So for example, if we're creating the shipping label for Brad Pitt, who we're sending something to, we are going to have to link it to this field here. And what we can do for that, really easy, back in our workflow, is we can simply make changes to a thing. The thing is going to be parent group's order, and the field is going to be shipping label. And we're simply going to say the result of step 2, it's PDF link. And then we want to open this up straight away. So what we can do is we can open an external website. We can say the result of step 3, it's shipping label URL, and we're going to open it in a new tab. And then finally, what might be nice to do is change the status here from pending to completed. So make changes again, and in fact we can do that in this here. So we'll say status equals shipped. I have that as an option set. So let's try that out. Let's refresh our application just to make sure those workflows went through properly. And I'm going to click generate label. And you can see we've opened up our shipping label in a new tab. Now, the problem here is it looks empty. We don't have the customer's name. We don't have their address. We don't have the sender details. And we're going to come to that in a second. But I just want to show you how this looks in our database. If we go to app data and go to Brad Pitt, you can see here we now have the shipping label uploaded. So let's work on populating this with actually relevant data from our bubble database. And if we look here, you'll see we have a number of kind of data variables that we can pass data through for. And we're going to have to build our own JSON to do this, which sounds, a bit tricky, but it's actually really simple. I'm going to go back to step 1, and you can see here there's a section called JSON data. So I'm going to open up my curly braces. I'm then going to start building my JSON object, and you can see here the first thing we need to put in is sender name. So I'm simply going to put in double quotations, sender underscore name, close it, and then put in for double quotations again, insert dynamic data, parent group's order, customer's name. I'm then going to put in a comma. I'm going to go to the next line, open and close our double quotations, and I've just realized sender name is actually going to be different. That's really the customer name, isn't it? So let me just make sure we do have a customer name and customer address. We do. So let's go back. Let's change this to customer name. Perfect. And then for customer address, we can put in similarly parent group's orders, customers, address. Okay, let's try that. We obviously want to fill out the rest of the data variables as well, but let's just start off with these two. You can see here, because we've already generated one for Brad Pitt, we can now access it here via this. And we could generate another one if we wanted, but see no need to do that. So I'm going to click on generate label for Margot Robbie, our second customer. And you can see this time we are actually getting the customer name and we're getting the customer address. So what I'm going to do is here in the background, I'm just going to fill out the rest of the JSON for the other data variables. Okay, and in fact, what I did there that was really useful was I actually went into the data tab in DocuPotion and I clicked on this raw JSON to get all the placeholder stuff, and I just copied and pasted it, which, gave me the structure I needed. So I'm just going to adjust it slightly. What do we change? What do we have here in the order data type? that we can change. Not much actually, let's just keep static data, but you could of course represent it with dynamic data from your database. So I'm just going to click on generate label for Matt Damon. And you can see this time we're getting all the necessary info. We're getting the sender name, sender address, receiver name, receiver address, the barcode, which again we've populated with our own custom data, and then the weight, dimensions, and shipping date. So that's how you can generate PDFs of shipping labels in your Bubble app. Like I said, in this case, you may wish for your users to be able to print them out themselves, or you may hook up to another third-party service in order to print them out. But that's an overview of how you can do that with DocuPotion.